Hey everyone, welcome back to Micro Adventures. Ellie here, and we are going to do a full body workout, and we are going to use some heavy hand weights today. So set maybe 1 or 2 sets of heavy hand weights up next to your front platform, whatever heavy means to you, right? So if you normally use like 2 or 3 pounds, maybe 5 pounds is going to feel really heavy. If you normally use 5, maybe 8s or 10s. Really play around, find the right set of weights for you. We will start off on 1 weight spring, and we'll begin in a super crunch. So you can have a seat on your back platform facing forward, heels to your carriage rail, or maybe toes tuck underneath your carriage strap. From here, let's go ahead and bring the arms out in front of heart center to start. Squeeze the inner thighs together, squeeze your glutes below you. Breathe in, lift through the heart space. And then as you exhale, go ahead and extend the legs forward. Maybe find a little bit more of a hinge back from the hips with length in the spine. Exhale, scoop through the low belly, drive the knees in towards the chest, a little lift through the heart. So reach your arms kind of up towards the direction of where the wall and the ceiling meet. You'll find that puts a lot more tension in your core. And in this initial super crunch, we really want to keep the length in our spine. So we're hinging at the hip creases, leaning back, and then scooping through low belly, drive the knees in towards the chest, squeeze. Set the tone for your workout here. Big inhales, full, strong exhales. And take note of your tempo. So moving as slowly as you can, right? Letting this sort of serve as a blueprint for everything else you're gonna do in class today. Let's keep the knees in towards the chest. Take the upper body halfway back and hold. We're gonna lift the arms up overhead and then back down in front of the chest. Squeeze the low abs. Keep pulling those knees in towards you. You can always lift the spine a little bit more upright, especially if you're starting to feel this in the hip creases. Good, arms reach straight out in front of the chest. Send the legs out away from you. Pull the knees back in. Upper body stays stable. Squeeze your abs to make the motion happen, drawing those knees in towards the chest. Awesome work here. We're gonna lengthen everything out. We're gonna find a little hold. 10 seconds here. Send the legs long, send the upper body back, hold. You've got 5. We're going giant bear, hands to carriage, toes to platform behind you in 3, 2, and 1. Toes to your back platform, hands come to your carriage. Find a giant plank hold. Push down through the heels of the hands, lift through the core. Start to bend through the knees, scooping through the low belly. Pulling the carriage in the direction of the back platform, and then lengthen back out slowly and with control. Breathe and squeeze into the places where you feel the workload of the exercise. Awesome work, friends. You're more than halfway through this one. I want you to stay in this giant bear, push down through the heels of the hands, lift the abs up and in just a little bit more. Less than 20 seconds. We're headed to the front of the machine. We will be on 1 red spring next, and we're gonna grab our heavy hand weights. You've got standing outer thighs with a row in 4, in 3, 2, and 1. Change your springs along the way. We're going 1 red spring, right foot front platform, left foot carriage. And from here, palms are facing in towards you. Seal down the outer edge of the feet. Start to send the carriage out. As you do so, strong through the core, hinging from your hip creases. Pause on your extension. Drive the elbows back at a 45-degree angle. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Reach the knuckles down towards the floor. And then resist in slowly and with control. So focus on sealing down the outer edges of the feet, activating the outer glutes to find this big press out evenly through both legs. My body weight stays even between the legs. And then you're gonna hit 2 rows this time. Resistance, slow and with control. Keep a micro bend in the knees so you're not locking out through your knees. And we're gonna ladder climb these rows. So every time you hold out in standing outer thighs, right, you might need to soften the knees a little more. Strong through the core. This time we'll go 3 rows. Resistance, slowly and with control. Awesome. Keep some space between the front platform and your carriage. Keep some tension on the outer glutes the whole time. And really focus in here on the abs, supporting your lower back. So probably working your way up to 4 rows now. Squeeze, driving the elbows straight back. So really getting into the lats. Got just about 20 seconds. So we might be working our way up to 5 rows. Listen to me. We're going to stay where we are with the legs. We're going to hold a little bit of tension in the legs. And we're going to get into some upper body work in 3, 2. Let the carriage come in just slightly wider than the hips. Seal down the outer edges of the feet. Give me a soft bend in the knees. Tuck your hips under. Squeeze your glutes. And then from here, elbows in front of the ribs, strong through the core. We're going to go bicep curls. Now, as you do these curls, I want the elbows in front of your rib cage, and your elbows do not move at all. So double arm bicep curls. Seal down the outer edges of the feet. Drive your heels into the surface below you so the glutes are staying active, right? The focus isn't the legs in this exercise, but the legs are still working, right? So that's part of the method of this workout, is keeping the muscles under tension for an extended period of time. So we have started our leg series, but we're getting some upper body here along the way. In 4, hold the biceps halfway. In 3, 2, hold the biceps halfway. Flex your arms. From here, newspaper. Start to fan your forearms out wide, palms facing up towards the sky, and then slide the arms back in. Wrists are neutral, so no bending at your wrist creases. Tall through the spine. Light squeeze the glutes, tuck the hips under. Maybe press the carriage out a tiny bit more and feel a little more engagement in the legs. Elbows stay beneath your shoulders. And you're really just fanning the entire forearm out wide, back in slowly. So this might not feel like a ton of work. You're working your rotator cuff, right? So we're working on the rotation of the shoulders to open. And this next one, take the forearms back, hold. From here, squeeze your elbows in an inch, out an inch. So little lat squeeze, drive the elbows in and slightly behind you, back out an inch. Squeeze in an inch, back out an inch. Focus on squeezing your lats, right? Those big swimmer's muscles down the sides of the back. Kind of look like angel wings. Squeeze in and out, and you still got that 90-degree bend in the elbows, so the biceps are still engaged. Should be feeling it by now. I'm definitely feeling it. Oh my goodness. Strong through the core. Recommit to your legs. Little in an inch, out an inch. In an inch, out an inch. You're doing great. We're gonna put these things together in 3, 2, 1. Rotate the palms forward. Lower the arms all the way down. Give me a bicep curl all the way up. Lower the arms halfway down. Pause. Newspaper. Open the arms wide. Lat squeeze. We're in an inch, out an inch. Close the newspaper. Lower the arms all the way down to straight. So it's a bicep curl all the way up. Lower the weights down halfway. Newspaper open. Lat squeeze in an inch, out an inch. Close the newspaper. Arms all the way down. We've got time for just about one more like that. On deck, right foot to the floor, quarter turn to your right. We're gonna get into some split squats with a hammer curl in 3, 2, and 1. Step your right foot forward all the way to the floor in front of you. Left toes will stay tucked to the carriage, but tuck them kind of far back on the carriage so you're not getting a ton of resistance there. Feet hip width apart and parallel, palms facing in. We're gonna go split squat with a hammer curl. So both knees bend, dip your knee down, left knee down towards the front platform, drive through the right heel, squeeze the right glute, lift up. Good, try to keep your hips nice and level in space as you lift and lower. And then again, for a little more in the biceps, elbows are slightly in front of the ribs. And we're getting just a little bit of a hinge forward from the hips. That sends a little more workload into our glute rather than feeling primarily just the quad. Good, full range of motion. Awesome work, friends. Okay, here's the deal. You're welcome to hang on to these weights. You're also welcome to ditch them. We're gonna go right into a runner's lunge from here. In 4, down nice and low, hold. In 3, 2, take it down low, hold. Little hinge forward from the hips, left leg's gonna slowly extend back, and then left knee bends, resist in. So walk your left toes forward towards the front edge of the carriage to get a little more resistance in your runner's lunge. You also might back your right shin all the way up against the front platform. Check in with the hips, level them out, and notice if that right hip is wrapping forward. I want you to take your right glute, wrap it back, sit your glutes nice and low. Hands might come to the high handlebars, just the fingertips, right? Kind of encouraging us to get a little bit lower here. Nice work. Breathe into it. In 4, send the leg back and hold. In 3, 2, send that left leg out long and hold. Don't lock out the knee. Sit your hips down an inch, lift up an inch, pulse the carriage leg out an inch, in an inch, down, up, little pulse out, in. Let's go 13 more seconds like that. We'll go back to full range in your runner's lunge. In 5, 4, 3, 2, nice and low. Find your lowest point. Hinge forward from the hips. Runner's lunge. Left knee bends in. Left leg extends out. You have 25 seconds to go here. We will pivot to our left. We've got an uneven squat with a side kick. So right foot's gonna stay on the floor. Left foot will come to the inside edge of your carriage. In 3, in 2, and 1. Quarter turn to the left. So left foot's on the inside edge of the carriage. Knees and toes point straight forward. Sit down into a squat, hold. Left leg is slowly gonna press the carriage leg out, kind of like skating. Resist back in. Drive through the heels, lift up. Now for more resistance, my right foot's gonna walk in closer to my front platform, and I'm gonna take my body weight and shift it over that Microformer logo a little bit. So we'll sit down into the squat. Left leg extends. Left leg resists in. Drive through the heels, squeeze the glutes, slowly lift. Challengers, you are welcome to pick up your weights to add a little bit more. I am not a challenger right now. I am good with this resistance we already have. So focus in on that right leg. You should be feeling it definitely a little bit more than the left. Great job. Big inhales, full exhales. Find a good amount of depth in your squats, right? Since we're just holding at this lowest point for a short amount of time, you want to find a good range of motion. And as you lift, never locking out the knees fully. Good, right leg is starting to tremor on me. I hope your legs are starting to give you little tremors, little shakes. Right, that is the good stuff. Don't back away from that. If anything, explore it just a little bit more. Right, the shaking of the muscles is an indication that something is changing in your body, and that is exactly what we want. Right here, we've got just about 19 seconds to go. We're gonna finish off this right leg with a real quick, short set of bungee kicks, okay? You've got 10 seconds to go. Stay in it, stay focused. We're going bungee around your right heel. So we're gonna place the bungee around the heel rather than the arch of the foot in 3, 2, and 1. So take that bungee cable, see if you can get it all the way up to wrap around your heel. Left knee is down, hands or forearms down, and the right heel is gonna lift up towards the sky. Square hips and shoulders to the floor, strong through the core. We're gonna push it up, lower down. So feel, how the heel is lifting that leg. Good, keep it going. So bungee around the heel. I just realized my bungee is on its longer setting, so it's not really giving me the right resistance. And since I don't have time to change it, I'm just gonna take the bungee off and squeeze my glute and press up. Right, you can always create your own resistance here in bungee kicks. Hold it up, highest point. Give me a little pulse. A little pulse. Bring the heel in a little closer to your glute. Lift the leg a little higher. 10 seconds. We go 1 black spring. We're gonna hit a reverse nighthawk Right forearm to the carriage, knees or toes to your front platform in 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring knees or toes to the front platform, right forearm to the carriage, so you are in a kneeling side plank. Okay, this is level 1. Top arm's gonna float. You're gonna slide the carriage in as the left arm wraps the waistline. Okay, option 2. Option 3, we'll extend the left leg and we'll drop left knee to right as we wrap the waistline, sliding the carriage in. Right, lengthen back out, check in. Right elbow stays beneath the shoulder the entire time here. And you wanna lengthen out through the limbs. Go really slowly here. It's probably gonna be pretty shaky. Okay, your last option is to do this up on the toes, and it's a little different on the toes. So from the toes, you bend the knees and wrap the waistline as the carriage comes in, and then lengthen back out. So if we're doing it on the toes, we wanna keep both feet connected with the front platform. So keep going here. You've got lots of options in this Nighthawk, and one of the options is simply to hold. Stability through the right shoulder is super important. Less than 10. We're going reverse twisted corkscrew. Hands to the carriage, both feet to the front platform. I'll walk you through it. Meet me in a reverse plank in 3, 2, 1. Toes to the front platform, hands to the carriage. So from here, we're gonna start swiveling the hips to the left. Knees are gonna bend as the carriage comes in. So you're working your right oblique. Right oblique is angled towards the floor. Now as you lengthen back out into plank, square your hips to the rail below you. So as your knees bend, your hips start to rotate over to the left. So the right oblique is angled to the floor. And then you lengthen back, square your hips to the rail. So it's called corkscrew rather than a twisted bear because you're swiveling your hips to the side and then back through center. Right? It's this little twisting motion, like a little corkscrew. Good. We'll go 15 more seconds. On deck, we are gonna go scrambled eggs on top of the carriage. So hands will come to the front platform, knees will come to your carriage in 3, 2, and 1. So separate your knees as wide as you can on the carriage. Hands beneath the shoulders. If you don't have enough space on top of the machine, hands can come down to the floor. Extend your right leg straight out behind you. Square hips and shoulders. Lengthen through both sides of the waistline. Now keeping everything perfectly steady, take your right toes down to the floor and out to the right. As far to the right as you can take them without letting the hips move. And then slowly squeeze that leg back up in line with the hip. So if your hips are shifting to the left, you're not gonna feel your obliques working. So the goal here is to keep your hips and shoulders squared, nothing moves. The right leg is not just lowering to the floor, it's lowering out to the side without letting the hips move. You're gonna feel a ton of work in the obliques. Specifically, I tend to feel this one a little bit more in my left oblique when the right leg is moving. So just know that might be normal. Both sides of the waistline are working really hard to stabilize you here. Breathe, focus. We're gonna take the right toes over to the right, hover that foot off the floor, find a little hold here. Hug the left hip in, pulse the leg up an inch, down an inch. 10 seconds, we're gonna switch out the legs. We go right into scrambled eggs on the left in 4, in 3, 2, 1. Right knee comes back to the front platform. Left leg extends long. Again, reset the body, length through the spine. Feel into the sides of the waistline, equal length through both sides. Now take your left toes down to the floor and forward to the left. Slowly lift it up and back. So the more stable you stay through the rest of the body as this leg goes off to the side, the more you're gonna feel your obliques work to stabilize you. So try not to let the hips move. Just that left leg is coming out to the left, down towards the floor. Maybe tap the toes down and then squeeze and lift back up. If you are doing this correctly, it's incredibly intense, right? You don't actually even need the resistance. Just really feel into the sides of the waistline, equal length, no movement, and be really careful that the right hip isn't jutting over to the right. So hug the outer right hip towards the midline of the body, keeping it perfectly square. Great job. All right, we're getting close to that little hover hold, the best part. In 3, 2, take those left toes over to the left, hover that foot off the floor, lift it up an inch, down an inch, shoulders away from the earth, strong core, 10 seconds. We're gonna get into reverse nighthawk, left forearm to the carriage, knees or toes to your front platform. In 3, 2, and 1. So knees to your front platform, left forearm to the carriage. Find your side plank to start. Now listen, if you're feeling unstable in your shoulder, you're feeling a lot of tension, bring your right hand to the carriage in front of you. Maybe you bring both forearms to the carriage, right? Or we go right into nighthawk. So y'all remember all those different options. Both knees can stay down, right? Top leg could float, or we can do this up on the toes. Focus on this lifting through the left side waist as the right arm threads the waistline as you slide the carriage in. It's like this little pike through the waistline. Good, nice job. Almost through this oblique series. We've got just like 20 seconds left in your nighthawk. We're gonna hit that twisted corkscrew next to finish off the waistline. And then we're going back into our lower body work. In 4, hands to the carriage, toes to the front platform. In 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Reverse twisted corkscrew. So hips start square to the machine. And then knees are bending towards your right shoulder. Carriage is sliding in. And then lengthen back out. Square the hips to the floor as you unwind into your plank. So as you slide the carriage in, the knees bend towards the right shoulder. Right? The hips are opening to the side of the machine, and then the hips are squaring back down to the floor. So a little bit more control is required than just doing a twisted bear, because we're adding this subtle twisting and opening through the hips, right? A little bit more engagement through the waistline. You have 15 seconds to go. On deck, it is 1 red spring. We're going split squats, left foot to the floor, right toes to the carriage. Grab your heavy weights in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Left foot forward, right toes tuck. From here, hammer curl as you bend through both knees. Sit the hips down and back. Drag through left heel, squeeze left glute, slowly lift it up. Find a deep bend in both knees. Find a little bit of a hinge forward from the hips as you lower down. So hammer curl, split squat. This is the only one we really want to keep the weights for, right? Weights are totally optional in all of the remaining leg exercises. But if you did keep your weights in the other leg exercises on the first side, you want to try to even things out and do so on this side too. 10 seconds to go. Option to ditch your weights next. We move into our runner's lunge. In 3, in 2, and 1. Sink it down low. Walk your right toes forward a little more towards the front edge of the carriage to get more resistance. Sit it down and freeze the left leg. Right leg will slowly extend out. Bend through the knee, resist the spring tension in. Keep an eye on the left knee. I'm noticing my left knee is a little bit behind my heel, so I'm gonna shift my left knee forward so it stacks right over the heel. And then I'm gonna hinge forward for my hip creases just a touch. That's gonna put a little more workload into the left leg. Right, and then because I feel like a challenger right now, I'm gonna bring my hands down to these high handlebars, fingertips on the high handlebars. It forces me to get even lower in this move. Big inhales, full exhales. Hips level, strong through the core. In 4, out and hold. In 3, 2, send it out right here. Hold, you've got this. Sit your hips down an inch, up an inch, carriage leg out, in, down, up, little press out, resist in. 1 inch in range. Really, really tiny movement. Keep it small. 15 seconds. Keep this variation going. I am so impressed by you doing this. Stick with it. Stay in it. You've got 6 seconds. We'll go back to runner's lunge. for the final 30 seconds of this move. Yes, you freaking can. Here's 3, 2, sit it down low, full range of motion runner's lunge. Resist the carriage in, press out, recommit to your form, right? As soon as we start to get tired, our form starts to go and we don't even realize it. Hips are level. Wrap your outer left hip crease slightly back. You're doing great. 10 seconds. We're gonna hit our uneven squat side kick combo. Little quarter turn to the left in 3, 2, 1. Quarter turn to the left. Step your left foot really close to the front platform. Right foot inside edge of the carriage. Sit down into your squat to start. Strong through the core, weight back in the heels. Now right leg slowly presses the carriage out. Slowly resist back in. Drive through the heels, squeeze your glutes, slowly lift up. Do not lock out your left knee. If you're looking for more, I want you to take your entire body and really straddle, not just the platform, but even start to straddle the Microformer logo and then start that slide out. So feet stay a little bit wider on your squat. My body weight is really centered between both legs. You're gonna feel more workload in the left leg because it's lower and more of my weight's in my left leg, which is great. But in terms of where my torso is in space, I'm really centered between both of the legs. For the squat, that is. Good, let's keep this going. In 4, we're gonna hold it nice and low. In 3, 2, sit low in this squat. You're gonna sit your hips down and back an inch, carriage leg out an inch, in an inch, hips down, up, carriage leg out, in. I don't think we did this on the other side, but I meant to, and so we're just gonna layer it in here. In 4, let's go back to full range. In 3, 2, full range. You've got that uneven squat and that side kick combo. Final 20 seconds here, right? Just giving you a little bit extra as we finish out this leg. Bungee is on deck, and then we are on to our final exercise. Your finisher is up after that. In 8 seconds, bungee around your left heel to the sky. Let's go in 3, 2, and 1. Bungee wraps around your left heel, or imaginary bungee like me. Flex the foot, squeeze the heel in towards the glute, lift it up, up, lower, down, down. So feel the difference when you wrap the bungee around the heel versus the arch of the foot. Neither one is right or wrong. They're just a little bit different. So notice what you feel more working with the bungee around your heel, because traditionally I cue you guys always around the arch of the foot. So just an opportunity to mix things up, make things feel subtly different in your body. Recommit to your core. Square hips and shoulders to the floor. Final 22 seconds with your bungee. Let's lift it up as high as we can. Squeeze the heel in as close as you can. Give me little pulses, little pulses. We are going to 1 white spring to finish things out. You've got a grizzly bear for your finisher today. You're here for 4, for 3, 2, 1. Let's go 1 white spring, hands to the carriage, toes tucked to the front platform. You're in a reverse plank. From here, step both feet up and over your high handlebars to the floor. Either side will work. Bend through the knees so you're kind of in this diagonal bear. Lengthen back out through the legs. Feet step over the high handlebars back to your platform and over to the other side. And then hit your little diagonal bear here. Oh my goodness. This is amazingly hard. Step the feet back up. Okay, so if the stepping of the feet side to side becomes too much at any point, you can just hit a bear through center, right on top of the front platform. Good, you've probably got time to just hit 1 more of these to each side. Our final little variation will bring us back together at center. So hands to the carriage, feet to your front platform. In 4, hold your reverse plank. In 3, 2, 1, hold this reverse plank. Bend the knees in towards the chest, knees underneath the hips. Lift the hips up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. Right here is where we finish strong and together. Final 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose. Oh, you are done. Big toes touch, knees wide. Forehead melts. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, full breath out. Let it go. Do that again. Big inhale here. Full breath out. Walk your hands in towards your knees. Let's make our way up to a comfortable seat. So you can sit on the glutes, on the knees. We're gonna do a quick little side body stretch. So inhale, breathe in, lift the arms up. Exhale, left arm down, right arm up and over. Find a little bit of a side body stretch. Soften through the left shoulder. Good, awesome, awesome job today, everybody. Let's breathe in, lift both arms up, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right arm down, left arm up and over, a little bit of a side bend. Slow and deepen your breath, soften the shoulders away from the ears. Right, anchor down through left hip, reach through left fingertips. Good, inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms, lift the chest, little baby back bend, open up through the heart space. Keep breathing. And then inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do that one more time together. Inhale, circle sweep, arms reach up. Exhale, hands through to heart center. Awesome, awesome job. Thank you all so much for being here. Have an incredible rest of your day, and I will see you back in class real soon.